This is the video of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's royal tour of India in 1961, published by the British Path. At first glance, it's a normal footage. Did you see it? Notice the tall mystery man with black shades? Well, we'll come to that in a bit. But first let's get to the main plot in which the aftermath of these events will lead you to the mystery man. 20th October 1962. Chinese military aggressively invaded India in Ladakh and across the Mukmen line. India never suspected that China would ever launch an attack, but it did. China's surprise move revealed serious flaws in Nehru's approach to China and the defense. The war ended with a humiliating defeat against China. The Indo-Sino War of 1962 is still remembered for betrayal of Indo-China, which is referred to a friendly ties between India and China. 2 years later, Nehru succumbed to a heart attack and his daughter, Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi, became the third Prime Minister of India. 5th August 1965. Thousands of Pakistani troops, dressed as natives, crossed over to the Indian side of the line of control. Their aim was to start an insurgency among the locals against the Indian government and to take control of Kashmir, thus launching Operation Gibraltar. India retaliated by attacking further south of the valley and was successful in driving away the infiltrators from Kashmir. With both the Cold War nations, America and the Soviets, intervening diplomatically to prevent further escalation, the Indo-Pak War of 1965 ended with the United Nations intervention. Another instance of India surrendering on the negotiating table, when the Indian army could have won on the battlefield. On January 1966, ceasefire negotiations were hosted by the Soviets in Tashkent, which then led to a Tashkent Agreement. But then Indian Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri died of a heart attack at Tashkent, as after he signed a peace agreement with the Pakistani President Ayub Khan. You see, until 1968, the Intelligence Bureau was responsible for India's internal and external intelligence. When it failed, the need for an external intelligence agency was clear. Amidst the war and political drama in India, there stood a gentleman busy weaving international networks and laying the foundation of India's intelligence. Enter RN Kao, the then Deputy Director of Indian Intelligence Bureau. Yes, the same mystery man, a master of espionage, who was photographed only a few times in his whole life, and this rare footage was one of them.
The Queen's tribute was in the form of a wreath of 500 roses. Mrs. Pandit's simple and affecting tribute was that of a personal disciple.
These two major wars triggered RN Kao and K. Sankar Nair to come up with a blueprint to set up a new agency devoted exclusively for India's external intelligence, similar to that of the America's CIA and British MI6. On September 21, 1968, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi bifurcated the Intelligence Bureau to form Research and Analysis Wing, aka RA. Its mandate was to monitor the world in general, and South Asia in particular. Rameshwar Kao, then a deputy director in the Intelligence Bureau, was appointed by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi as the first chief of RA. Spearheaded by RN Kao, RA started as a wing of the main Intelligence Bureau with 250 employees. While CIA and MI6 report to its respective Ministry of Defense, RA would directly report to the Prime Minister of India. That is, all the intel and other important information of RA shall remain classified and will not be answerable to the public whatsoever. Born in Varanasi on 10 May 1918 into a prosperous Kashmiri Brahmin household, Rameshwar Kao studied for an MA in English Literature at the Allahabad University and later joined the Indian Police in 1939 during the pre-independence. In 1947, RN Kao managed to climb up the ranks and was deputed to Central Intelligence Bureau by Nehru, the agency then dominated mostly by British and Muslim officers. Speaking of friendship, RN Kao, as Sankar and Nair, were different like day and night, but their bond went beyond their individual personalities when asked about RN Kao. Naya said, "Brahmji, a person of high intellect, a true Hindu and a man who will not harm his worst enemy." Kao played an integral role in setting up the National Security Guard, her elite force that has proven valuable in dealing with hijackings and terrorist attacks. Along with B.N. Malik, he also helped form the Sashvasinbal and then the Aviation Research Center with the assistance of U.S. Kao was one of the big brains behind the success of India's 1971 Bangladesh Liberation Campaign. Kao was in charge of all the silent operations. India's intelligence forces had been operating in East Pakistan before 1971, coming active only after the war began. In the war, which lasted 13 days, RAW actively helped Mukti Bahini, the Bangladesh Liberation Force, triumph over West Pakistan. RAW is believed to have trained 1 lakh people who fought against West Pakistani military to free the country. The amalgamation of cowboys and Manekshaw's men helped India liberate Bangladesh from Pakistan. The story of Sikkim is another portrait of Kao's genius. In 1974, Kao was reportedly one of the first to warn Indira Gandhi about a possible coup in Sikkim against the then-ruling princely state, Chogyal dynasty. Without military intervention, or creating a fuss that the world would have taken note of, India launched a 27-month covert intelligence operation. The operation was so secret that its ultimate objective of merging Sikkim with India was known only to 3 officials: Kao, Banerjee, and G.B.S. Sikhu. Over the period of time, the operation was well calibrated with people of Sikkim involving in the pro-democracy agitation. With time running, fearing a Chinese invasion, India made its move to look into the state at the ruler's request. A subsequent referendum saw 98% of Sikkimis vote for a merger with India, and thus Sikkim finally went on to join the country as its 22nd state in 1975. While the Chogyal dynasty had long cherished the ambition to secure an independent status for Sikkim, like that of neighboring Bhutan, all its wishes remained unfulfilled, with Sikkim joining India. Most top intelligence agencies around the world have their unsung MVPs, and Mr. Kao, and that distinction with India's RAW in the early 1970s. Kao mentored 2 generations of RAW spies in a time of political and ideological turmoil. Also expertly managed to carve out Bangladesh and merge Sikkim to India. Kao's story is one of sheer brilliance. His finest stories will remain untold. He will always be remembered as the man who managed to remain mysterious in plain sight.